AMCO, AA, MCO.
And we're back with Madeline Kahn, and during the commercial, a technical problem arose.
Yes, they came dashing toward me to hide this, and I insist on telling you that this is a wire, which you have seen now for several minutes before. And when you returned, it wouldn't be there, and you'd think they've shaved under her arms or something. She neglected to do before coming on. I insist on telling you that this is a wire, and that now it will not be seen. And before it was seen, and now it's not seen. Thank you.
I will not. It was a lovely vignette. This is from Mel Brooks. Madeline is extraordinarily talented, one of the most gifted ladies that God ever made, Madeline Kahn. She can be feisty, she can be clever, she can be physically funny. He'd know, Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, High Anxiety.
How come he doesn't ever take me anywhere? Kidding. No, he's, and he ought to know because he's married to Anne Bancroft, one of the finest actresses we have.
How much?
I'm very complimented, thank you.
How much of the characters you performed for him did he more or less lay out and you just brought your personality to it, and how much did he let you craft it yourself?
I think he let me craft it myself, and then after I did that, and after great appreciation of the subtleties and nuances, which he really loved, I believe that's partly why he hired me 4 times to be in his movies. He then would direct himself, his point of view, into my performance and broaden it so that it became a part of his movie.
Hello, cowboy. What's your name?
Tex, ma'am.
Tex, ma'am. Tell me, Tex, ma'am, are you in show business?
Nope.
Well, then why don't you get your friggin' feet up? Hello, handsome. Is that a 10-gallon hat, or are you just enjoying the show?
I never really set out to imitate Marlene Dietrich. That wasn't... Blazing Saddles was, you know, a parody of the Western movie, and it was, in my mind, a parody of, you know, being a German person somehow in a Western movie, which didn't make too much sense. And Destry Rides Again, I think is the name of the movie.
Right.
And in my mind, it was also sort of a Kurt Weill German music parody, which I knew a lot about because I spent some time singing in Bavarian Brauhauses, oddly enough, while I was a college student. No one would know a thing like that. But
Where did you go to college?
I went to Hofstra.
Is that surrounded by a lot of Bavarian Brauhauses? I mean, Hofstra's on Long Island.
Yes, and at the time anyway, there were a few in the surrounding area, Brauhauses. Isn't that odd? And
it is to me.
To earn extra money, I sang as a beer garden type singer on the weekends. And it was very strange. I might have been in Bavaria. You know what I mean? I was only in Sunrise. Is there Sunrise Village or something, Long Island? I forget the name of the town. It's out there somewhere. And
Sunnyside, maybe?
No, not Sunnyside. That's in Queens.
You know, you're right.
Belmore.
Well, that sounds like Sunnyside. So much for the geography portion of the program.
And in certain regions of upstate New York, just before you get to the Borscht Belt, you have the sauerkraut belt, or north of the Borscht Belt. Anyway, in the summers, I was a singing waitress at the Bavarian Manor in Pearling, New York, to earn money as a college student. I sang show music and an aria or two, and some required, you don't have this in your notes.
No, I'm
sorry.
looking. Is this anywhere?
No, I'm sorry, but I had this experience, and Mel Brooks couldn't have known anything about that. But when this role of Lily von Stupp became available, I could bring with me the richness, you see, of these experiences, of, you know, feeling displaced and somewhat German. I brought with me to that experience.
You're a better singer than some people might realize, with some formal training, right?
Yes, it started then.
Did you actually take classes after that in formal setting?
Yes, I started to study voice while I was in college. Probably, I mean, I sang naturally like rock and roll and stuff like that, but I didn't sing classical music naturally, absolutely not. I studied in order to, probably in order to do the job that I just mentioned to you.
Is that your...
If someone yelled out, "Sing Madame Butterfly," and I went, oh my goodness, I have to learn that, you know, and I started to study.
Is that your voice in a moment of rising passion in Young Frankenstein?
Yes, yes.
That's not dubbed in?
No, no, that was my voice, and it wasn't even my voice in a studio. It was my voice, you know, underneath Peter Boyle. No, I wasn't really. Silly, don't be silly. Maybe I dubbed it in. And if I might add, the choice of that song was my idea. Am I allowed to say?
Yeah.
It was Mel Brooks' idea that the character burst into song at that point, which is a brilliant idea. That instead of screaming, as he... See, 20 years have gone by, and as he's about to, I suppose you could say rape her, which is a terrible thing, but that is a comedy, and that it isn't really rape because you have the idea that she's terribly attracted to him. She just isn't giving into it. Let's just say that. At the moment, instead of screaming, though, she bursts into song instead of screaming. And the song that he originally had in the script was Heaven, I'm in Heaven. And as I worked on the scene alone, trying to, you know, figure out how I would do it, I couldn't figure the moment how I would make it believable, because even though it's terribly far-fetched, I believe the only way to make it funny is to make it believable and to really believe that the moment is happening. What this has done to my brain, I can't tell you, but I... Calm down. I'm not afraid of you. How much do you want to let me go? My father is very rich. You can have the entire world at your fingertips. Listen, I have to be back by 11:30. I'm expecting a very important call. Speak! Speak! Why don't you speak? What are you doing? Oh, you can't be serious. Oh, my God. Woof. As I worked on the role, I said, I wish there was a song that would start on an ah or an oh so that I could, in fact, feel as though I were going to scream, but instead of screaming, I found that I was singing. And oh, I wish that ah, oh, and I said sweet mystery of love. Oh, that's perfect. The words are, everything about it is so perfect. And so, with gathering my courage together, I managed to ask Mel if we couldn't try that song at that moment. And he said, well, okay, we could try it. And the rest is history. I'm engaged, and once he took, but I didn't, it was never time. Oh, my,